Good morning, traders. This is Pierre Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is Wednesday, January 6th, 2021. So, looking at the overnight session, right around 50 points, 49 and a quarter point range. And really looking at the Sunday night, Monday morning, you know, drive down. We're still holding, down that level so far. We'll see if we get above those single prints for the ES. I'll go ahead and give those to you now. That read's going to be between 37.31 quarter and 37.36 half, right? So the bulls need to press it against there. The bears just need to keep defending that level. If you look at the overnight, they scooched into it a little bit. They got up to 37.34.75 in the overnight session. So that overnight high will be a good marker as well for that to see if we ever get bids above or below. So the title of my video is, will institutions react to the Senate change? So it appears that the Democrats have taken both seats in the Senate. We'll find out as it gets certified later on this week or in the future, but as the race gets called later this week, more than likely, if that's indeed what happens. But that's the way it looks right now. So as we look at that, right, our institutions going to have a reaction. We won't know until the market opens, right? Institutions don't trade overnight. It's just maybe some hedge funds, a lot of retail traders. We get the European reaction when they open. They really didn't have one overnight, right? The Europeans really didn't give us anything. So as we look at all of the indexes and what we can see is we've got the NASDAQ in the overnight session, right, that come down to level S4A, which is 12,490, right, and it's reacted up, right, so it come down here once to that level, went up, come back down, made a higher low and responded back up. It's still below yesterday's range, which yesterday's low is 12,650 quarter. So as we look at, that'll be the first milestone for it to get back above. Otherwise, it could just, do the same thing and chop. And then, above yesterday's bell high, if, something does turn around, which if you look, the settlement is right up there as well. So basically, if the NASDAQ starts to turn positive, if it does, that's where the resistance is at that level. And then we got value area low, yesterday's low. So value area low starts right around, 12,714 for that. So we beat up the NASDAQ a little bit. Moving on to the Russell. So the Russell's already tagged resistance level 3, basically, missing it by a point in the overnight session so far. And it's holding above yesterday's bell high, right? So you can see in the overnight session, it's, sell the NASDAQ, buy the Russell. We've seen this pattern play out before. And then if we look at the Dow, right, it's holding up a little bit better too, right? It's above value area high, where the ES is right inside of value, right? So value is going to run basically between 36.97 to 37.17. So you got a 20-point window in there for value, and you can see that a lot of the overnight action has been spinning there. So what I think you're going to want to do is let the market open up for 20 to 40 minutes and then start following sequences and levels that go on. People that subscribe to my equity profiles, right, you're going to have an additional gauge. You're going to have the overnight value area. So when you see, 3 of them above or 3 of them below the overnight value area, that's going to be more of a go with for a run into the European close if that's what sets up. Otherwise, we still could just be chopping around, right? Remember, the Congress, for the U.S. Congress, has a joint session that starts at 1 p.m. today, right? They're going to, do what they want to do with the electoral votes. That's expected to confirm President-elect Biden later on tonight or tomorrow, depending on how long the shenanigans play out. So the market may get a little bit of a pop that it's over whenever it's over, and the market could just be waiting on that. There was on the, I'll glance over here on another screen. There was FOMC minutes scheduled for today would be their normal release at 2 p.m. But what we've had so far is, or not what we've had so far, but if we look at the Federal Reserve calendar, right, those minutes are not on their release schedule for today. So I don't know whether there'll be FOMC minutes today at 2 p.m. or not. Right, it's not on the Federal Reserve's calendar of press releases today. It's not even on the schedule at all. So keep that in mind that, at 2 p.m. today, there could be a release of FOMC meeting minutes, and it's not showing up on the Federal Reserve calendar. So that I think it was on the Forex Factory calendar, but the Federal Reserve is the one who's going to do the release. So keep in mind the Federal Reserve could have just missed it, right, on their calendar and forgot to put it on there, which would be highly unlikely, but it's a possibility. So keep in mind at 2 p.m. today we could get that release. So when institutions come in at 9:30, give the market 20 to 40 minutes to open up and then start following the sequence for your day trades. Don't really need to get in front of it or jump and guess, because it could just be a chop session with the Russell, near these level 4 resistance zones, and the NASDAQ getting down to level 4 supports in the overnight session, right? We could just get bouncing back and forth, which would leave for more of a chop market. I hope this helps. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.